Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Minnesota.
Fans flocking into Target Field. The Twins have a chance to win this series if they can win the final game of their interleague schedule with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You can see the American League Central standings. Good game for the Twins last night. Not only did they win, but everybody above them and below them lost in the American League Central. And the Twins start today 9 games out of first place. And welcome to Target Field on a beautiful summer afternoon. Dick Bramer along with the Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven. It's been a remarkable season for the Twins. It's gone kind of in cycles offensively. And when they do well, when they score a lot of runs, it seems like the leadoff hitter gets on base.
I think we have to go back to when the Twins won 15 of the 17 ball games. What helped create those wins? And it was the guys in the top of the lineup. Ben Revere has really brought some energy to this ball club. In last night's ball game, got on base, scored a couple runs, stole a couple bases. And you know what? You need that. You need the guys in the front of the lineup to get on so the guys in the middle of the lineup can pick up some RBIs.
Well, the Twins lineup has blown hot and cold this year. In the field, it's kind of been a hit or miss thing. Last night, a very good game defensively.
Yeah, I think anytime you look at a Twins win, why? Well, good pitching. Dunsing struggled through 5 innings, but the first 3 were outstanding because of good defense. Dunsing, not a strikeout pitcher, needs a couple double plays turned behind him, as the Twins did last night. Alexi Casilla getting the afternoon off, but what a great play he made. And then how about the throw of Jason Repko getting the runner at home? And there's the best athlete in the world right there, Matt Capps, making a great play.
Well, the Twins hope that Scott Baker can pitch a good ball game here tonight for the Twins. They want to get back into that pattern of winning series, and they'll hope to get a win here this afternoon. Minnesota Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
It's a beautiful day for baseball at Target Field. Twins trying to take this 3-game series. The Budweiser Roof Deck is where Harmon Killebrew wanted to spend his 75th birthday. Today would have been Harmon's 75th birthday. As we welcome you back to Twins Baseball on Fox Sports North. I'm Robbie Mikowski, joined by Kelly McDyer, who heads up the Harmon Killebrew Foundation. And you have people here on the roof deck in honor of Harmon's birthday, a big dinner tonight in his honor, and the golf tournament tomorrow. What's it like keeping Harmon's memory alive here at Target Field?
It's a privilege. It's wonderful. And the entire organization just came out in droves supporting Harmon. And I think celebrating his birthday today is going to be a blast. And I know that he wanted to be here for it. I know he did.
Happy 75th birthday to Harmon Killebrew, who's inspired many a generation of Minnesota Twins fans. When we come back, the Minnesota Twins try to win the second game of this 3-game series against the LA Dodgers. It's Scott Baker taken to the mound to convert with first pitch next.
Beautiful, beautiful day for baseball here at Target Field. As ugly as the first game of this series at homestand was, the Twins, if they win today, will win this series, and that'll be the challenge for them again to get back into that pattern where they're winning 2 out of 3. And, yeah, a 6-7 game winning streak would be nice, of course. But here's the Menards batting order for the Dodgers series finale. Tony Gwynn Jr. leading off. Casey Blake, Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, James Loney, Juan Uribe, Marcus Thames, Deoner Navarro, and D. Gordon.
And let's take a look at the scouting report on Scott Baker, this afternoon starter, making his 16th start. Only a 6th start here at home so far this year, where he's 2-1 with a 2.7 earned run average. And you go into last year, Baker has pitched very well here at Target Field. In 20 starts, he is 10-4 with a 3.53 ERA, facing the Dodgers for the first time in interleague play.
You'd have to describe Scott Baker, though, as a fly ball pitcher, and a fly ball pitcher should do well here. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Repko, Revere, Kadire will catch those fly balls. Valencia, Nishioka, Tolbert, and Hughes around the infield. And as promised, Joe Mauer back behind the plate.
Yeah, for Scott Baker, he's been making his 6th start in the month of June. His first 5 starts this month, 3-2 with an ERA of 2.95. He's coming off a loss in his last start in Milwaukee, but he worked 6 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, and he gave up 2 runs until he left the ball game, and then a couple of runners on were his responsibility, and they ended up scoring, and Baker got the loss.
Twins have one more interleague series. The Brewers coming in after a day off tomorrow. The Twins played a good ball game last night. Won a tight ball game. Picked up a game in the standings. And ended a losing streak in the process. It'll be Gwynn, Blake, and Ethier here in the Dodger first.
Well, Baker has a fastball in the low 90s. He has a curveball, slider, and a circle changeup. A lot of times we'll see, will the curveball be used more than the slider? Baker kind of judges that a lot of times how he does out in that bullpen. But he always relies on a good fastball.
Missed with the first pitch fastball off the plate, ball 1. And up and away, 2-0. Twins issued too many walks for their taste yesterday. Brian Dunsing walked 4, and Matt Capps even walked a couple of guys in the 9th inning.
I'm never saying Matt Capps doesn't walk anybody anymore.
And right down the middle of the plate. There's Brian Dunsing, who struggled but ended up with the win.
The first 3 innings were outstanding, but then in the 4th and the 5th, he just kind of let that fastball get away from him.
A slider over for a strike.
Dunsing the winner in last night's ball game. There are his numbers, 5+ innings. He left in the 6th inning. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Dunsing won his 5th game last night, 5-7 on the year.
Foul back, left the mound tied in a tie game at the 4-4, but then in the bottom of the 5th inning, Luke Hughes hit his home run, and that's why he was the pitcher of record.
That's why you brought it up. I like it. Yeah.
Again, I think we need to give Luke most of the credit for that home run.
Only about 99% of it.
2-2. And a little dribbler foul.
Well, and great job by the bullpen, too. I mean, the 4 shutout innings, anytime you can get 4 shutout innings out of a bullpen, especially the Twins, it's a great job. Alex Burnett, Glenn Perkins, Joe Nathan, great inning. And then Matt Capps got his 12th save of the year.
Another 2-2 to Gwynn. And a strikeout to start the ball game.
And that's one thing Baker has picked up this year, a lot of strikeouts. That's strikeout number 93 for Scott Baker in 99 innings pitched. Good breaking ball, great location, down.
1 down, and here's Casey Blake.
I think Roy Smalley was talking about Baker too, about, you know, if you work down, and then all of a sudden you'll get that high fastball because that ball kind of explode on that hitter.
I think tries to bunt his way aboard. It's foul, 1 strike.
Some of these Dodgers have faced Baker before, of course, when they were in the American League. Casey Blake, one of those American League former players, former Twin, former teammate of Scott Baker. 8 hits and 20 at-bats against Baker. Excuse me, they were not teammates. Baker came up in 2005. Blake with the Twins 2000 to 2002.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Okay. Blake, as we said, has got a pinched nerve in his neck, and he's been rotating that right shoulder, trying to keep it loose. Fouled back. Justin Morneau's got a neck issue, then he's going to have his surgery today.
Our best wishes go out to him and the doctor.
Yes.
There's that high fastball.
And a couple of strikeouts to get Baker's afternoon started.
Well, we saw him strike out Gwynn on a good breaking ball down, and this is what Roy was talking about. You elevate that fastball, all of a sudden that fastball seems like it's about 94, 95 rather than maybe 91, 92. So you see Blake a little tardy on that high fastball. It's a tough pitch, I'm sure, for a hitter to lay off it. We're going to have Roy Smalley down in that camera well, but you know, that fastball sometimes, I'm sure, to a hitter about, you know, chest high, a little bit above that. It's a big baseball, so you're trying to hit it hard somewhere.
Well, Ethier hit it hard, but he pulled it just enough to make it a strike.
Just a long strike.
Now you look at the Dodgers, and we've seen Ethier hit third, Kemp hit fourth. And you look at the numbers Ethier has and the numbers that Kemp has put up, and it kind of reminds you of Mauer and Morneau in the middle of the Twins lineup when they're both healthy and when they're both producing. You've got Ethier with a high batting average and a few home runs, and then the power and run production of Matt Kemp hitting right behind him. Swinging a foul, 2 strikes.
And that good pitch down right there. Maybe Roy Smalley, you're down there. We just saw Casey Blake chase that high fastball. Tough pitch to lay off, isn't it, sometimes?
It is a hard pitch for a hitter to lay off because it's up closer to your eyes, and so it looks better than it is. But like you were saying, Bert, when you were talking in the pregame show, when Scott Baker can keep the ball down a majority of the time, that high fastball really gets on a hitter in a hurry.
Like that.
Like that.
He strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. The Dodgers go down quickly. With us on Fox Sports North, the Menards batting order for the Twins in the series finale. Ben Revere, a couple of important hits for the Twins last night. Then Tsuyoshi Nishioka, Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Jim Thome in the DH spot. Danny Valencia, Luke Hughes, Jason Repko, and Matt Tolbert.
And just making his 5th major league start, Ruby De La Rosa. 3-2 on the year, a high ERA, a lot of walks, and we'll show you that a little bit later in the innings he's pitched. But called up from Double-A on May 24th. John Garland was put on a disabled list for the 2nd time, and De La Rosa gets an opportunity to pitch at the major league level. Just 22 years old from the Dominican Republic.
And I beg your pardon, he called that one a strike. 1-1, a couple of fastballs, and De La Rosa can get it up there a little bit faster than Scott Baker can.
And Ted Lilly last night.
Yes. This one drilled to right center field. Ethier chasing it, and he won't get it. High off the wall, and that will allow Revere to fly around second. Ethier with a little bit of an issue out there, and Revere starts the game with a triple.
Now that's the way to start a ball game. We saw last night Revere started the ball game off with a base hit. This one a fastball. Now you can throw, and I've said it before, you can throw 100 miles an hour, but if that ball's straight, they're going to hit it at the major league level. And Ben Revere, his first triple at the major league level. Good way to start off the offense for the Twins.
And if that bobble had been a little bit longer in right center field, Revere might have been sent home from third. As it is, he's there. The corner infielders are up, and Nishioka at the plate. Fastball outside, ball one. Nishioka with a chance to get the Twins that first lead. Moving back up into the second spot in the batting order in the absence of Alexi Casilla, who's getting the starting lineup off. So with Casilla out, Tolbert in at second base. Tolbert hits ninth, and Nishioka moves up to the 2 spot. Foul. 1-2.
De La Rosa making just his 5th major league start, his 8th appearance. 25 2/3 innings, 16 walks in 25 2/3 innings. 1 intentional, but 27 strikeouts. He's a youngster that's going to throw a lot of pitches in a short amount of time. His longest outing so far, 6 innings in his last start.
Ball outside. You've seen 97 miles per hour, 96 we've seen a couple of times. The veteran John Garland out with some shoulder issues. Dodgers aren't strangers to the disabled list either. They've lost a lot of man games to the disabled list, as the Twins have. 2-2. Flip foul.
So many clubs have had big injuries. Cleveland losing Chu for a while.
8 to 10 weeks now, they're saying.
But, you know, with that comes opportunity. De La Rosa getting an opportunity to get some major league experience here. Ben Revere getting opportunities.
Fouled away. Nishioka's got a run batted in here if he can simply hit a ground ball to the second baseman or the shortstop. And he's flipped a lot of fouls in the air down the left field line. Still 2-2 to Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Tapper foul.
Well, Rosa, I mentioned, just 22 years old. The Dodgers 2010 last year, minor league pitcher of the year. Started at single A, moved up to double A, combined 7-2 with a 2.37 ERA last year.
Quite a battle here between De La Rosa and Nishioka. Tapper foul, and it came up and hit Nishioka. Four 2-strike fouls from Nishioka. We've seen a couple of at-bats like this, Bert, where Nishioka really could, you could see him being the type of player that would get under the skin of a pitcher because he makes contact, fights some pitches off. Gotten a couple of base hits after long at bats like this. This one a little dribbler. It'll score Revere. De La Rosa flips it to first. And finally, Nishioka's retired. But on a swinging bunt, Revere comes in, and it's 1-0 Minnesota.
And Nishioka picking up his 5th RBI of the year.
Northland Ford defense for the Dodgers. Tony Gwynn Jr. in left. Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, Casey Blake, D. Gordon, Juan Uribe, James Loney, and Deanna Navarro behind the plate. And Twins catcher Joe Mauer hitting next. Inside a ball. Joe getting a chance to get regular at bats last night as a designated hitter, and I think we're starting to see the results of that over the last couple of games. He's really done a nice job of getting the barrel of the bat on the ball. That covers the inside corner, 1-1.
Hey, Roy Small, I got a question. When you see a youngster like this, 22 years old, get that fastball in the upper 90s, do you kind of go up there as a hitter like Joe is right here and say, I have to look fastball?
Absolutely. I'd be all over the fastball right here, and I'd make every pitch be like it's 3-1.
There's a good changeup right there, but you're looking for the fastball, aren't you? Because that's his main pitch.
I'm looking fastball because when a guy throws in the upper 90s, you know that's what he loves the most to throw. And I'm looking fastball, and I'm trying to get very small in the strike zone, have it be right where I want it, because it also will have a tendency to be wild.
Bauer strikes out. It might have been a tailing or sinking fastball, 2 away.
Yeah, still a good fastball, good location after coming inside a couple times with Joe Mauer. Then the changeup, and there's the fastball, almost a two-seam type fastball. It did have some good sink on it. De La Rosa down in Double-A was 2-2, but an ERA of 2.93 in 8 starts before getting the call up in May.
Here's Michael Kadire. In the dirt, ball 1. One and 0. Twins right fielder. And Kadire got a really good swing on a really bad pitch.
And, well, that's kind of the count I was, asking Roy about, because when he does fall behind, most youngsters like that fastball, and Kadire right on it, but fouled it straight back. They're going to go back to that number 1 pitch. Does he have confidence in throwing off-speed pitch? Ouch.
Revere's
have
triple.
Some milk and eggs, please.
Kadire will turn around, come back, pick up his knuckles, grab his glove, and go out to right field. By Panther. Good start for the Twins. They gave up a couple of first inning runs the other night. The Dodgers took control of the game. The Twins scored first last night and again this afternoon. And Scott Baker breezed through the top of the first inning by striking out Gwynn, Blank, and Ethier.
Yeah, he started the game by throwing ball 1, ball 2 to Gwynn, and then now he's thrown 12 straight strikes with 3 strikeouts. So Baker with 14 pitches.
Matt Kemp, James Loney, Juan Uribe here in the Dodger second inning. And Baker misses, down and away. Both the Twins and Dodgers have 45 losses on the season. Tapper left side. Valencia gets the second hop. Drills his throw over to Hughes, one away. And like the Twins, the Dodgers are in fourth place. Tied for fourth with the Padres. In Don Mattingly's first year as their manager, replacing Joe Torre. The Dodgers, of course, have made more news off the field than on it this year with bankruptcy and the ownership mess. There's no other way to describe it. It's a colossal mess. Here's James Loney. And there is strike one. Loney had a long battle with Joe Nathan last night in the 8th inning, and Nathan threw him the only curve he threw in his entire outing. And Loney struck out.
Yeah, it's a nasty breaking ball. After you throw so many and you keep that ball down, that curveball of Joe's last night looked like a fastball, and then the bottom just dropped out of it. And that's why Loney, that pitch, even though it was just on the other side of home plate, couldn't lay off of it.
2 strikes to Loney. On so many levels, what happened last night in the 8th inning could be critical for the Twins' chances of climbing further into the race, with Nathan having an effective outing.
For sure. That's a great pitch right there by Baker. That last one made Loney move his feet. And that changeup left up right there, and Loney gets the first hit for the Dodgers.
Solid single to center with 1 out in the second.
Hey, Roy Smalley, I know that you're down on your computer working on Scott Baker's up and down as far as location. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, my computer is my eyes and my brain here, Bert. But here's what we were talking about earlier. When he can pitch down with his off-speed stuff like that, his normal 92, 93 mile an hour fastball, when it gets up there, it looks like it's 96 or 7. And that is so critical for Scott Baker to, in this streak, start finding the mechanics to be able to have his pitches down in the zone, because then his fastballs all around the perimeter are really look quick.
And you're changing the eye level of that hitter, not correct?
Oh, there's no question. And if a guy gets used to looking in a zone, and the zone can be in or out, or it can be up or down, if everything's up all the time, then you catch up with that. If most everything's down, you start looking down there, and then that fastball up gets really tough to hit. It gets on you really quickly.
Very nicely done.
1-0 to Uribe. And a fastball down low, 2-0. Last night, Brian Dunsing got one. Alex Burnett got one. Speaking of double plays, keeping the ball down, and in each case throwing a sinking fastball, something we've seen Baker throw more and more of this year.
Yeah, this is Baker's 16th start. He's had 8 double plays turned behind him. Uribe, a guy that when he does swing, he does not get cheated.
2-0. Popped up near the Twins dugout and right behind the dugout.
I'll just stare at that for a while. Who wants it? He's still shaking his hand.
You got to give it to him. He's the one who paid the price. 2-1 to Uribe. Loney with a conservative lead at first.
Uribe just 2 for 11 against Scott Baker.
Called strike, and Uribe will take a little stroll.
I think maybe home plate umpire Eric Cooper said maybe he went too far, because it looks like a changeup, 89 miles an hour.
No, he didn't.
Wow, no, he did not.
A high strike. You remember those days, don't you?
Eric Cooper a lot.
2-2. Little pop-up. Repko with the catch out, number 2. Well, as we said, on so many levels, what Nathan did last night, got the outs in a key spot, and you could almost see his confidence build with every fastball. He wasn't going to give in, and he went right after the hitters.
Before he went down to rehab, I had a chance to talk to Joe, and he said, boy, my arm feels real good. He was playing catch. He felt just a little bit of irritation, like a pop or something. And then he said, boy, I threw the next day, and it was great. I feel like it's back. And last night, boy, was that an uplift for Joe Nathan and the Twins.
You know, when the Twins had their 3 weeks where they climbed back into the race and at one point picked up 10 games, they did it with tremendous starting pitching and deep starting pitching, 7, 8 innings at a time. Well, you're not always going to get that. It'd be nice if you had a staff that would give that to you. But the Twins, if they're going to win the division, are going to need to find a way to win games when their starter has a start like Brian Dunsing did last night, where things just aren't going well, and you get off the mound after 5 innings, and maybe you got a lead, maybe you don't, but you're going to rely on the bullpen.
And the bullpen came through last night.
1-1 to Thames.
Yeah, Marcus Thames usually only appears for the Dodgers when a left-hander's out on that mound, but he's got very good numbers against Baker. Marcus Thames 9 for 29, but 4 lifetime home runs against Scott Baker.
And in the DH spot because he's still got a bit of a sore calf.
Well, the logical move for Don Mattingly would be Trent Olchen because of the way he's been swinging a bat, but because of the numbers, Mattingly letting Thames get some at bats.
And a liner to left that'll die in front of Repko. And a pair of singles here with 2 gone now in the second. First and second for Dioner Navarro.
So Mattingly no different than any other manager. Sometimes you look at the numbers don't lie. So he allowed Thames to DH rather than Olchen. And Thames rewards him with a base hit.
Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. And this ballpark looks beautiful when the sun is shining on it, and especially in Sony High Definition. Here's Navarro with the tying run at second and 2 away. Foul down the left field line into the seats, 1 strike.
Yeah, Navarro struggling from both sides of the plate. He's a switch hitter, is a right-handed hitter. He doesn't have a hit yet. 12 at bats as a left-handed hitter, hitting only 190. So the average at 167. Navarro in his first season with the Dodgers. Second stint. He was with them for a couple years in 2005 and 6. What the Twins know a little bit about him when he was with the Rays for four seasons.
1 strike. That's to center. Revere ends the inning. Couple of hits, do no damage. It's still 1-0 Twins.
Mikowski. Now it's time for our Car Soup email the booth question. You can send us a comment or a question at carsoup.com/baseball. Today's question comes from Steve Bergeson from Minnetonka, and he wants to know, Dick and Bert, why are the lights always on at Target Field, and why are the lights behind home plate never on? And I can honestly say, Steve, today's the first day game where the lights have not been on at Target Field. Of all the day games we've had this season, this is the first time I haven't seen them on. As for the question behind home plate, that's a good question. The lights aren't on during games behind home plate, so they don't distract the center fielder, second baseman, or shortstop, for any balls in play. And also, they are referred to as the cleaning lights, so they are on overnight. So when the cleaning crews come in, they can work on the ballpark and have appropriate lighting to get their job done. So other than that, I don't really have an answer.
Tomey with a bouncer right over the mound, right over second base. All he was left with was the bat hand as he left the batter's box. Most of the bat ended up toward first base.
Well, the bat went down a winner right there. Jim Tomey picking up the Twins' second hit. Right off the end of the bat shattering, and you can see the defense, the way they're playing Jim Tomey under the feet of De La Rosa in the center field. Casey Blake, who's a third baseman, was playing over by second. Gordon, the shortstop.
Now, Robbie, what I don't understand is, a beautiful day like today, sun shining, or even if it's cloudy, why do they need the stadium lights anyway?
Well, I asked about 4 or 5 guys on the grounds crew, and I tried to find an answer. Go ahead, Dick.
Bouncer to third. Tomey forced at second, and Valencia beats the relay to first. So 2 pitches into the second inning, and the Twins have put 2 balls in play.
You know what? I don't mean to interrupt you while you're talking here, but how many days have we had like this for day games?
Not very many.
Been, dark clouds overhead.
The best answer I got is for shadow purposes, to avoid any potential shadows during the ball game, as to why lights would be on during the day. Today's really the first time, and we've noticed that too, that we were talking about before the ball game, why the lights are not on. So that's the best answer I got. I'm going to keep digging, okay?
Yeah, keep going.
If I come up with something better, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay, good talk, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Robbie. Maybe Roy knows.
Well, I'll ask you guys, because you both played at Metropolitan Stadium. Did they do that at Metropolitan Stadium? Did they have the lights on for day games very often?
Did they have lights at Metropolitan Stadium?
Luke Hughes hit the deciding home run last night, and he takes a stride.
I think they only turned the lights on, when it was dark outside, and it would affect, more of the hitters at the plate and also the defense to be able to pick up the ball.
That is just foul. Hughes making a bid for an extra base hit. Luke Hughes with a man aboard. Put the Twins back in front.
My partner called this right here in the 5th inning. He knew Luke Hughes was due, and he did. He supplied a 2-run home run. That gave the Twins a 6-4 lead, and that was a final score of last night's victory over the Dodgers.
Well, I've come to find out today that the analyst on the Dodger telecast, Steve Lyons, called it too.
That's not good when the opposing team's analyst calls one.
That's pretty remarkable. And as viewers know, we make about 19 incorrect calls for every correct call. But when a visiting team who hasn't seen the Twins play, he doesn't know anything about Luke Hughes other than he's from Australia, when he makes a call, working with Eric Collins on the Dodger telecast, and Hughes with a base hit over the head of Casey Blake. And Valencia in at second, so first and second, one away.
Fans, go to foxsportnorth.com and click on the Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled. Something like that, and you are hereby circled. Have a chance to visit us up in the booth. We'll reveal 2 sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com and the other one on kfan.com.
Here's Jason Repko.
Good piece of hitting right there by Luke Hughes. Looked like a breaking ball up, and he just tommyhawked it into that left field corner.
Fastball, it burns the outside corner.
Yeah, Repko, good night at the plate last night. Stole a couple bases, picked up a couple hits, scored a couple runs, got hit by a pitch. I picked a stick, got me some points.
Did you mention the great throw to the plate?
No, I did not, but he did.
lifted toward right field, and Ethier comes in now. The wind is blowing in from right field. The flags, albeit at half staff, are coming in and blowing in from the right field plaza area, so it'll be a little bit tougher for Jim Thome, Matt Tolbert, anybody, any left-handed batter to hit one out here today.
You talked a little bit about Repko last night, former #1 pick by the Dodgers, and you said, you know, when you come back, do you want to do good against an organization? Yeah, especially if they release you like the Dodgers did to Repko. So he had a good night last night. That first at bat got underneath that fastball a little bit and hit the fly ball to right.
Here's Tolbert. Having to walk out with Jason last night after the ball game, and I asked him how many guys he played in this series. He knows, well, pretty much the whole infield, he said, and Kemp and Ethier and all these guys. You know, there's a bond. I think that you didn't spend a whole lot of time in the minor leagues, but for the guys you played with in the minor leagues, there's a bond that is probably unlike anything you ever experience once you get to the major leagues. If you fought your way to get to where you want to go with people in the minor leagues, you'll never forget those guys.
Well, heavens no. And you think, you know, I mean, look at Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire, two guys that were up and down in the Mets system, and you know, you have that bond like you're talking about, Dick.
Old foul.
Especially a guy like Repko, because he came up, you know, and spent a little time with the Dodgers and had to go back down, and you know, he's around guys that are trying to say, to probably ask Jason Repko, how was it?
Right.
You know, you guys flew on a plane. We're still on a bus. What's your meal money? You know?
I was going to say, if you've shared a box of McNuggets with somebody, they're a friend for life, right? 1-2 to Tolbert. And up and away, 2-2. Tolbert getting a chance to give Alexi Casilla a break. And pulled foul in. Kind of an interesting time to give Casilla the break. He struggled for most of the road trip and throughout the game here 2 nights ago. Last night, he stung the ball and played well in the field. And so Ron Gardenhire deciding now's a good time to give him a little bit of a break with an off day again tomorrow.
Well, it gets Tolbert some at bats too, and Tolbert's you know, he's going to be valuable. Even though the average isn't there, he's got some big hits for the Twins.
Ooh, close pitch just off the outside corner. De La Rosa blares in at Eric Cooper.
Yeah, Tolbert hitting just 189, but he has 8 doubles, a couple triples. He's driven in 11 runs.
So now full count, 2 gone. And Hughes and Valencia will take off early. Back. So Tolbert having the type of battle with De La Rosa that Nishioka did back in the first inning. A lot of 2-strike fouls.
Well, Tolbert's done a good job of making contact too. 17 strikeouts for Tolbert in 127 at bats. Put the ball in play, something good might happen.
Ends up drawing a walk, and that gets Ben Revere to the plate.
First walk for De La Rosa.
Ben Revere with a triple to start the ball game, scored the only run of the game so far. Chance to do what he did last night in the second inning, and that is deliver a run with a 2-out hit. I think he might deliver a couple of them if he can get a hit to the outfield. Strike on the outside corner. Back in 1984, Twins had a center fielder come up from the minor leagues in May and put the ball in play, slapped it to the opposite field, had a tremendous impact on the team. Became a completely different player by the end of his career than he was in his rookie year of '84. 2 strikes to Revere. but I'm not the first person to draw comparisons to what Revere has done in his rookie season and what Kirby Puckett did in his rookie season. Just 12 doubles for Puckett, 5 triples, no home runs, some stolen bases, some bunt singles, and just about everything he hit was to the opposite field at that stage in his career.
Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett.
Popped up behind third. D. Gordon into foul territory, makes the catch, and the Twins leave the bases full in the second. Brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Boy, a long time ago, Mr. Quast took me to White Bear Lake, and we caught a whole bunch of sunfish. That's White Bear Lake in the northeastern part of the Twin Cities metro area. The earliest inhabitants of the White Bear Lake area were the Dakota and Ojibwa Indians, who used it for their migratory hunting and harvesting grounds.
Mr. Quast was?
A shirt-tail relative.
Okay.
Yeah. The father of my godmother. That's bunted foul. We rode out. We didn't have a motor. We rode out, and he knew where the sunfish were, and we caught a whole bunch of them. And it was great because he cleaned them and cooked them. I didn't have to clean a one. D. Gordon leading off the third for the Dodgers. Sliced foul off the padding near the tarp. Gordon, Gwynn, and Blake here in the third inning. The Dodgers did have a threat on a pair of singles, but Baker left them aboard after a strikeout the side first inning. Foul back.
When you take a look at Gordon, you think of his dad, Flash Gordon, that he wasn't a real big guy, but boy, did he have great stuff. Closer, starter, he had a lot of saves, a lot of wins at the major league level, pitched for a long time.
I was going to say, he must have been around for like 15 years, wasn't he?
I think maybe longer than that. But D. Gordon, his son, just 5'11", 150 pounds. You can see he's a slap-type hitter, utilizes his speed.
I mean, we think Ben Revere is on the small side, but then you look at D. Gordon, and there's hardly anything to him. Ben Revere is pretty stockily built, again, the comparison to Kirby Puckett in his rookie season. And another foul. Dodgers at the start of the year had the former Twin Juan Castro playing some shortstop for him. He was designated for assignment.
Well, for Call is their shortstop,
right,
but he's on a disabled list. So D. Gordon getting an opportunity to get some major league at-bats.
1-2 again, Baker to Gordon. What they're saying now, because Gordon has done well enough to warrant an extended look. If this is a season that doesn't result in contention for Don Mattingly, they may move for call over to second base. That's a good at bat for the rookie. He ends up spanking a line drive single to center. So a leadoff hit here in the third for Flash Gordon Jr. And now Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yeah, he had a pretty good pitch down in the strike zone, but just kind of dropped the barrel of the bat on it. Slashed it the other way. So the speedster at first base, 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts.
Gwynn struck out swinging against Baker in the first inning. Since the start of the second inning, the Dodgers have alternated an out with a base hit. There's a bunt. Baker, nobody there, and he will tag the runner. Nice play by Baker with Hughes committing to the bunt. Baker scooped it up and literally outran Gwynn to first base.
He did the right thing right there. He picked up the ball and then realized that Hughes was there. Tolbert, you can see where he's shading him up the middle. Tolbert wasn't going to be able to get there. So it's Baker with the ball in his glove tagging out Gwynn as Gwynn tries to dive for the bag.
Did he get him? Did he ever touch him? Sure didn't look like it on that replay.
It's right in front of me. It looked to me like he got him.
Okay.
From the umpires and my vantage point, it looked like he. I don't know if he did, but it was close enough.
Well, Jeff Nelson right there is almost like the play of Casilla yesterday when Eric Cooper was kind of blocked out. You know, you get in that position as a first base umpire, Roy, which is right there. I mean, Eric Cooper, he's trying to watch right there, and when you see somebody swipe, at the runner like Baker did, you assume there was contact.
It would be very difficult for him to say definitively that he did not tag him there. And I think that's what influenced him. It sure looked like he made some contact. But a great bunt almost a perfect bunt by Tony Gwynn Jr. And you guys are right. Scott Baker made the only play that a Twins player could on it, and a very, very good play by a pitcher. It was in no man's land between the two of them.
Come on, Roy. They're the best athlete in the world. Jeez, come on.
Wait a minute. Now we've expanded it from being the best athlete on the team to the best athletes in the world now.
Oh, there goes
Gordon goes to third. Mauer's thrown out in time, and Gordon steals third handily.
And he got a great jump. Well, Baker gave him one look, and then once Baker turned around, there went Gordon. So D became Flash right here as he flashed over to third. He steals his 6th base of the year.
Twins will bring the infield in. Blake at the plate, struck out his first time up. The count 1-1. And with Gordon's speed, when we say they're bringing the infield in, we mean all the way in to the edge of the infield grass. Popped up. Looks like it's playable. Hughes out number 2, and the veteran Blake has a very frustrating at bat. And now 2 gone for Ethier.
Does he go with that fastball? Let's go. Yeah, fastball, and Blake just got underneath it. So a big out for Scott Baker.
Ethier struck out swinging his first time up. Fastball up and in.
Again, Baker has never faced the Dodger organization. He has faced some of the hitters in the Dodger lineup, but making his 18th interleague start. 9 wins, 5 losses in interleague play so far for Scott Baker.
The all-time interleague winners, Mark Burley, and he's pitching for the White Sox tonight. On the inside corner, 1-1.
Good fastball there. Good location.
Ethier's gained the reputation of being one of the best clutch hitters in the National League. And Baker working the ball inside again, high, 2-1.
Ethier got that big 2-run single in last night's ball game that tied the game at 4-4 off of Brian Dunsing in the 5th inning.
Foul back, 2-2. Of course, Ethier earlier this year had the 30-game hitting streak. Got all sorts of headlines, and then you really step back and think about it, and he was just a little over halfway to Joe DiMaggio.
Unbelievable. Ethier originally signed by the Oakland A's, traded over to the Dodgers in the Milton Bradley trade back in 2005. So I'd have to say the Dodgers made out the best of that trade.
I wonder if that's going to be included in the movie Moneyball. Ethier strikes out again, and Baker pitches around Gordon's leadoff single and strands him at third base. In Major League Baseball All-Star Game history, go to MLB.com/moments. Vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics. Tune in to the 2011 All-Star Game Tuesday, July 12th at 7 o'clock Central on Fox. Tsuyoshi Nishioka drops down a bunt, barehanded by De La Rosa. He throws him out, 1 away. Now, my favorite All-Star moment did not make the final list of 4. And that was Torrey Hunter's catch against Barry Bonds in the 2002 All-Star Game in Milwaukee. And one of the reasons it's my favorite All-Star moment, I was there. But you have to, I think, remember the context in which that catch was made. The winter before, it looked for all the world as if there wasn't going to even be a Twins franchise anymore. Remember, Torrey had won the Gold Glove along with Doug Minkiewicz on the very same day they announced contraction, and there was talk of the dispersal draft, and Torrey Hunter might have been playing for the Angels long before he signed with them if they had gone through with the contraction plan. The game was in Milwaukee, and Barry Bonds was the story in baseball, and here was this guy from this team that almost didn't even exist anymore, and in the first inning he made maybe the greatest catch he ever made.
I like what happened after when Barry Bonds went out and actually kind of picked him up like a sack of flour.
Here's Mauer, and a tapper up the line, foul. But all of that put in perspective, and I think for a lot of Twins fans that is even greater than Harmon's home run in the All-Star Game at Met Stadium in '65. Might be the greatest moment.
Wasn't that a tie game though too?
Yes,
that probably has something to do why it's not why it was not one of the final four.
Still paying off the loan I took to buy the family tickets to what turned out to be the only tied game I've ever been to.
Well, hey, you could say you were there.
Yeah. Lauer struck out swinging on a pitch near the outside corner. Up the middle, hits the mound, skips towards the shortstop Gordon. And a nice dig at first by Loney. 2 away. That's a good play by Gordon. The ball looked like it hit the back slope of the mound and picked up some steam.
Yeah, Gordon going to his left. Very nice play by Gordon. Watch this ball. Looks like it's going to go up the middle. Jim Lauer hustling down the line. There's Gordon, scoops it up. And a little sinker over to Loney, but Loney picks it for the second out.
2 down. Here's Michael Kadire. Checked his swing and just hit a little dribbler between the mound and first base and was easily retired in the first inning. One and one. Hit him. Tigers lost last night. They play the Mets again tonight. White Sox are in Colorado. Cleveland in Arizona later this afternoon. Inside again, 3-1 with Tony on deck. That will reach the seats and fill the count.
De La Rosa, again, 22 years old, signed out of Dominican Republic. He pitched only a couple years here in the States. He only made 36 minor league starts before getting called up by the Dodgers.
Slow bouncer to short. Gordon sidearms it on target over Loney. A 1-2-3 third inning.
I like his arm.
He might be our Arby's value player of the game. You can cast your vote. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234.
Hey, little shout out to Dwayne Cook from Woodville, Wisconsin. He's an assisted living facility. He's a huge Twins fan. So Dwayne, our best to you and your family.
Well, you do the shout out. Maybe Scott Baker will pitch the shutout.
Sounds good to me.
Middle of the Dodger lineup, Kemp, Loney, and Uribe here in the 4th.
Baker with 48 pitches, 35 strikes, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And Kemp just jumping all over that high fastball. I've seen him a couple times, you know, in this series already. Boy, when he misses a pitch, he looks like he's really upset at himself. He's a very, very good athlete.
Well, I asked Jason Repko last night, since he played with Kemp, I said, has he always had that incredible power to the opposite field? 0-2. We saw him take a pitch here the other night that was almost in off the plate. He got his hands in somehow, got the barrel of the bat on it, and drove it all the way to the fence in right center field. Repko said, yeah, he was one of their top prospects all along in the minor leagues. 1-2.
Out of Midland City, Oklahoma, Dodgers #1 pick back in 2003. Just 26 years old, already in his 6th season with the Dodgers. Gold Glove winner a couple years ago. Good curveball, and Kemp way out front, so Baker picks up his 5th strikeout.
First out in the 4th. That'll bring up James Loney.
You can see the long swing of Kemp, and that curveball slowed it up a little bit. And Kemp goes down swinging.
Friday night, it's another Lifetime Fitness Friday, and the Twins will be hosting the Brewers, trying to pay them back for the sweep in Milwaukee last weekend. And if you have a ticket to a Friday game, you can log on to lifetimefitness.com/twins and get a complimentary 7-day pass to Lifetime Fitness. 833 Twins. Check on ticket availability for upcoming Friday night games at Target Field. James Loney got the first Dodger hit. Waited on a changeup and drove a single to center field. One and one.
Good curveball there. Changeup missing low, curveball, and then came back with another changeup.
And now home plate umpire Eric Cooper hearing something from the Dodger dugout. And a strikeout of Loney, number 6 in the ball game for Baker.
He did not throw him a fastball. Changeup, curveball, changeup, and then the breaking ball again gets his 6th strikeout. Good location, down. Rolling way out front.
That'll bring up Uribe. And there's ball 1. Uribe with a fly ball to left, his first time up. 1-0 Twins lead. Ben Revere started the game with a triple, came in on a ground ball, and that's been it in terms of scoring. 1-1 now, the count to Uribe.
And into the press box. Brian Murphy made a nice catch.
Well, we
give it away.
We will give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know that he made a nice catch.
Oh, he did. I watched.
You watched him, really? Okay.
Caught it in the air.
Very nice.
Yep.
And he won't catch that one.
Well, you know, everybody there has their computer out, you know, and that's the scary part about a foul ball in there. If you don't catch it, it could break your computer.
To me, the scary part is as much food and drink as they have in there. It's just going to create a big mess if it hits a big cup of soda.
Watch out.
And a line drive single to center for Uribe with 2 gone on the 4th. An AT&T trivia question.
Willie Davis. Frank Howard
were the last 3 left-handed hitters to hit 3 home runs in a game against the Twins.
Frank Howard was a right-handed hitter.
Yes. Well, one of them was a Dodger who did it at Dodger Stadium, I believe.
Was it Ron Fairley, was it?
No. Swing and a foul, and that took a piece of Eric Cooper. If the catcher's gear is considered tools of ignorance, what do you call umpire's gear?
They're just ignorant. Oh boy, square on the mask of Eric Cooper.
Marcus Thames, the hitter, with 1 strike.
You know, you're not talking about a guy that's 27 years old either. As a catcher. Those umpires, they're 50, maybe 6 of them are 60, 70 years old. They take a beating back there. Eric Cooper's probably in his 40s.
I'm not sure he knows where he is right now. 2 strikes. Baker trying to get off the mound with a 1-0 lead. Oh, 0-2 to Marcus Thames. And now 1-2.
Pretty good breaking ball, good location, but Thames did not swing at it.
Baker about to throw his 65th pitch of the ball game. Fly ball right field, charging is Kadire, and that ends the inning. 4 shutout innings for Baker. 1-0 Twins lead. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. Twins trying to win the series 2-1. They've got a 1-0 lead. A Ben Revere triple set up the first run of the game. And now Jim Thome will lead off the 4th for the Twins.
Ruby De La Rosa doing a good job of getting strike 1 since that first inning.
Ball 1.
Last 9 batters he's faced. That's the first batter, and 10 batters have been able or not gotten ahead of the count.
We were told that he was all over the place, really struggling with his control. He hasn't walked anybody yet. Lifted foul, 1-1.
Yeah, one walk, Matt Tolbert.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
Well, in between innings, Don Mattingly came out to continue a discussion with Eric Cooper. They were talking about balls and strikes, and Mattingly probably learned that trick from Joe Torre. Joe was always good at not making a scene during the inning, but trying to make his point during the break when at least the TV audience wasn't watching.
Well, sometimes it's not always the manager yelling at the umpire either. It might be one of his coaches. So Mattingly just going out there to try to settle things down. It might have been him also.
Tony strikes out on away in the fourth.
De La Rosa picking up his second strikeout.
That'll bring up Valencia. Arby's and Fox Sports North are giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers. Pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card every Friday at any participating Arby's. Then log on to foxsportsnorth.com, click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win. You got to be a member of the Fan Zone, and you've got to be 18 years or older.
So Joey cannot.
Joey can't be a member. Check swing. And I believe, was it a foul? Yes, 1 strike.
Our Circle Me guests are up here. Joe and Joey from Rice, Minnesota, going the inning with us. Going to get you on the boob tube here.
And Rice on Highway 10, right between St. Cloud and Little Falls. 1 strike to Valencia. Right field line. That'll be a long run for Ethier. It's Loney in foul ground who ranges out near the warning track to make the catch, out number 2. Luke Hughes will hit next, but first our Sanford Health injury report. Denard Span will take some batting practice this weekend. He's got to pass the baseline MLB concussion tests before starting a rehab assignment. With the inclusion of the 7-day disabled list come the tests that you have to pass to come off that list. You have to fail them to go on the list. You have to pass them to come back off the disabled list.
Yeah, he said that he's feeling better, but then after a workout he's still feeling a little dizzy. So we're hoping that Denard Span gets healthy soon.
2-0 to Luke Hughes. Looped a single over the head of Casey Blake at third base. 6 in a row set down by De La Rosa. 2-1. Fly ball center field. Kemp over. And another 1, 2, 3 inning, this time on 10 pitches for Ruby De La Rosa. Everybody enjoying this beautiful afternoon, except perhaps Eric Cooper, who took that foul ball in the mask. Robbie and Smokowski, Roy Smalley, Burt Blylev, and Dick Bramer here in the series finale. A 3-series homestand. And the Twins would dearly love to get the homestand off on the right foot and win the series 2-1. Deanna Navarro will lead things off against Scott Baker in the 5th. And there's a first pitch strike. Navarro, Gordon, and Gwynn here in the Dodger 5th.
Yeah, Baker with 6 strikeouts so far in this ballgame. No walks, 66 pitches thrown.
Ground ball hit at the second baseman Tolbert, and a quick first out. If you want to see Twins baseball this holiday weekend, you can enjoy it from the comfort of a Twins suite. For games on July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there are single game tickets available in a few of the Twins suites. This opportunity is limited. You should act quickly. They'll be available by calling 800-33-TWINS. Here's D. Gordon. And there is strike one. Gordon singled, got as far as third base after his leadoff single in the 3rd. That's the closest the Dodgers have come to scoring a run. And that's back into the seats. 2 strikes. Very good strike to ball ratio for Baker. Just about a 3-1 strike to ball ratio.
He's always around the plate. Again, coming into the ball game for Scott Baker, just 28 walks in 99 innings pitched, and 2 of those intentional.
1-2. Dodgers actually out hitting the Twins 4-3, 4 singles. The difference is the Twins' first hit was a triple, and they got him in on a ground ball. Mentioned last night the Twins typically have done really well in interleague play, but last year they had a losing record, 8-10, and right now they're 5-9 in interleague play. I don't know if there's been a Twins team since they started interleague play that was, through no fault of its own, least prepared to lose their designated hitter than this year's Twins team. They won just 1 game in National League ballparks this year. With all the other injuries, the Twins very much a team that needed that extra bat in the lineup. And another strikeout, a foul tip. Mauer hangs on, and strikeout number 7 for Baker.
A good fastball right there. Gordon swinging through it. Jordan swing.
Tony Gwynn Jr., who struck out in the first, put down a pretty good bunt. Baker made a better play on the bunt to tag Gwynn out as he was sliding into first base. One and 0. One and 1.
75 pitches for Baker, and there's that good strike to ball ratio.
Just off the plate, 2-1.
Baker making his 16th start of the year, his 154th major league start. 60 wins, 47 losses in a Twins uniform.
Bounce towards first. Nice play by Hughes. Baker there to cover. That second hop nearly hit the first base bag, but Baker has another 1-2-3 inning in the 5th.
Bert and Dick, and I've got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets. This is Laurel here, originally from Cottage Grove, now living in Greece, made the trip back home, second summer back here, but last year Twins were out of town. You're in Greece. You live in Crete, Greece. Bert, first of all, Bert, do you know where that is?
No, I do not.
He just hit me with a
Crete or Greece?
He just
You're
threw
right
a
in
grape
front of
at
us
me.
here.
Okay, where's Crete, Greece?
It's off of, it's an island in the Mediterranean.
Right, small island
south
off of Greece.
Athens.
Yes.
Small island, as if you knew, Bert. No way.
The truck helped me.
We're not far from the booth. Bert is throwing grapes at us right now.
See that? I see that. Oh,
And you just got hit with one.
Gosh. Oh, that felt great.
What do you like better, being circled or being hit with a grape by Bert?
I love all the abuse.
You are here by circle.
Can you eat those grapes, please, Bert?
Right in the neck, I got it.
There's a baseball game going on.
2 strikes to Jason Repko. Snapped his bat, and that ball's going to be fielded on a hop by Blake. And Repko is retired. I tell you what, this Ruby De La Rosa has cut through a lot of Twins bats in this game.
We've seen a good fastball. That kind of a running fastball right in on Repko, and he just jammed himself. So he's retired 9 straight now, Twins. Excuse me, 10 straight. No, excuse me. That's 8 straight with the walk-a-tober. Twins have not gotten a hit since Luke Hughes in the 2nd inning.
Tolbert skies one left side, and if Gordon doesn't lose it in the sun, he'll catch it. No, he'll give way to the left fielder. It's Tony Gwynn Jr. 2 down. Voting's ongoing for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. You can vote for your favorite Twins or your other favorite players at twinsbaseball.com. Cast your ballot up to 25 times for your 2011 All-Stars. You should vote early. You should vote often. And you can vote right now at twinsbaseball.com. 2 down, and here's Ben Revere. Started the game with a triple. He drilled one to the gap in right center field, and then scored on Nishioka's ground ball. Only run of the game so far. One and 0. Off the glove of the shortstop, and Revere has his 2nd hit. Just out of the reach of D. Gordon for a 2-out single.
Yeah, D. Gordon leaped as high as he could, hit right off the tip of his glove. A little upset. Maybe he thought he could get a little bit higher. Watch the leap right here. The inside out swing. A line drive. And Gordon gets up. Oh, boy. Got up high, but the ball just off the tip of his glove in the left field.
Nishioka with a swinging bunt in the 1st inning that scored Revere, and then he tried to bunt for a hit and was thrown out. And I would think this would be a great chance for the Twins to try to steal Revere into scoring position.
Yeah, you have the 1-0 lead. You like to add on right here, and how do you do that? Get Revere in the scoring position. Revere stole 2 bases in last night's game.
Now, you played with Kirby Puckett early in his career. I don't want it to sound sacrilegious to compare Revere to Puckett, comparing them at the very early stages of their 2 careers.
I think what they both brought to the ball club is the energy. You know, the ability to steal bases. To, you know, when Puck came up, I was with the Cleveland Indians. I know I faced him. He was at the top of the lineup, and you know, he was a tough out. He created a lot of havoc on the base paths. And I think in the clubhouse, as I got to be a Twin, it was his personality, what he meant day in and day out to a ball club. You know, always smiling, always happy to put on that uniform.
Defensively, Puckett had a cannon for an arm, and that's not the case for Ben Revere. That's maybe the weakest part of his game.
Yeah, I think Revere is quicker than Kirby was when Kirby first came up, as far as able to run quicker.
Now, as Kirby developed, of course, he developed a lot of power and size, and we have no idea, you know, what Revere is going to look like physically or otherwise 5 years from now. But in their rookie season, there are a lot of similarities. And I think people remember Kirby for the home runs and the doubles, but they don't remember in 1984 he was the quintessential singles hitter. That's all he was.
Well, and what he's doing right here, he's making De La Rosa hurry his windup a little bit. Now all of a sudden he's fallen behind because he's thinking, uh-oh, you know, the guy at first might try to steal a base. And all of a sudden you find yourself 2-0.
And there goes Revere. Swing and a miss. And Navarro's throw is off target. And Revere swipes another base.
De La Rosa will learn with 2 outs. You don't worry about that much about that guy at first base. When he wants to run and steal a base, he's going to do that. But, you know, you start falling behind on hitters, and that's how big innings sometimes happen. So Revere does get into scoring position, his 9th stolen base of the year.
Now Nishioka with a hit to the outfield could score him from second base. Up and away, 3-1 with Mauer on deck. And clearly, De La Rosa, even though he's a rookie, he's been around long enough to know that this is the guy he wants to get. He didn't want to have to face Mauer with 2 men on base.
Yeah, the pitch count's still good. 70 pitches, 48 for strikes, 1 walk, couple strikeouts.
3-1.
And you know he's going to get a fastball here.
And hits the inside corner and fills the count.
Nishioka, I'm sure, looking fastball away, and this fastball, good pitch inside.
Three and 2 to Tsuyoshi Nishioka. That's slapped down the left field line, slicing away from Gwynn, but he gets there to end the inning. Revere left at second. We've completed 5, and it's still 1-0.
Today's weather forecast for the Twins game at Target Field, brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Opening game, look for warm conditions, more clouds and sunshine. First pitch temperatures at 83 degrees.
Summer weather. We love it. We love it. 1-0 Twins. We like that too. And we head to the 6th inning. Scott Baker will face Casey Blake, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp.
Got 5 shutout innings for Scott Baker. 77 pitches, 7 strikeouts, no walks. He's given up 4 singles.
Ball 1. Best chance the Dodgers have had to score came in Blake's last at bat in the 3rd inning. Gordon had singled, went to second on a bunt, stole third, and he was there with just 1 out. And the veteran Blake came up and fouled out to Luke Hughes. And then Ethier struck out, and the threat was extinguished. 1-1 to Casey Blake. One and 2. Drilled to left center. Revere hustling, and he got there at the edge of the warning track. That ball hit pretty well. We talk about Baker being a fly ball pitcher and how this ballpark suits him. You think of balls like that, that sounded pretty good when it left home plate.
The deepest part of the field, though, 411, right by the bullpen fence out there. So Baker able to keep it in the ballpark. And Baker against Ether the last couple times been able to strike him out, mainly working in. And then you can see Mauer wanting it away, but Ether fouling it off, and then the strikeout. So Baker able to strike him out a couple times to end the first and the third inning. And Roy Smalley doing a good job of working this young man inside.
You know, Bert, you and I have talked about it so much, and you talk about how guys have to use both sides of the plate, but especially be able to pitch in. That was kind of classic, wasn't it? He just pounded him in. I'll just tell you, as a hitter, that impresses you. You got to start getting in a hurry, and then he struck him out with a breaking ball. But that breaking ball strikeout was made possible by how influenced Ethier was, and he was pounding him inside.
I mean, it's a good hitter right here, hitting .322 coming into this ball game. Good change up there.
1-2. Anderson has seen his starting pitching at its very best and its very worst, and Scott Baker has given the Twins just about every time out a decent chance to win. Here's a drive to the other gap, and Revere comes over to make the catch. Out number 2. Left-hand hitters who've hit 3 home runs in a game against the Twins, and Hee-Sop Choi is, I think, one of the ones. Nick Markakis hit all 3 against Carlos Silva in Baltimore. Then you got to go back to Harold Baines.
Well, you would think Jim Thome would be that on there against Rick Reed.
You look at Thome's home run list, and the Twins have it published, and I'm sure you can look at it online. There's a span of, I think, 7 baseball months, like September of one year through September of the following year. And Thome hit 9 home runs against Rick Reed when he was pitching for the Twins.
I mean, you know, Rick Reed, when he was facing the Indians, there was a limo that Jim Thome used to send for Rick Reed to make sure he got to the ballpark.
And as I recall, Thome hit them all over the place. He hit them over the high scoreboard in left field. He pulled them off the batter's eye in center field. He hooked them into right. 1-2 to Matt Kemp. That's hit well again to center. And Revere chasing it. Oh, what a goal! He dropped the ball on the warning track. Kemp to second, and he'll hold up there. It hit him right in the palm of the glove, but bounced out.
Boy, it went a long way for that ball. He just ran that same spot for Casey Blake, so he has to try it again. He caught up to the ball, the speedster. Kemp got a high fastball. He reached out, and the ball hit his glove and then bounced out. But what a great effort right there by Ben Revere. You see it's in there for a second and then just fell out. Great extension. The ball just trickled out of his glove.
Kemp was about ready to spike the helmet and then glided into second. So now with 2 outs, the tying runs at second, and here's James Loney. Now they can talk with Baker all they want. I think the intent here is to give Ben Revere a breather. He ran to the gap to haul in Blake's drive and to run to the other gap to haul in Ethier's drive.
Yeah, my middle infielders always did that when I pitched too. Give Tom Bernansky and Dan Gladden and Kirby Puckett a breather.
Well, here's a big spot now with the Dodgers threatening in the 6th. Loney has singled. He got the first Dodger hit. Line drive single to center in the 2nd. And then Baker struck him out in the 4th. inside corner.
Baker going at Loney almost the same way he's going at Ethier, trying to, hey, I'll go inside and then I'll try to get you out maybe on a breaking ball like he struck him out on last time up in the 4th inning.
One strike to Loney. Late on a fastball.
A good fastball away. Started looking inside. All of a sudden, you almost saw Loney kind of back off on that swing. Just, okay, is he going to go in again? The fastball had a little tail on it. Good fastball away.
It'll be Baker's 92nd pitch of the ball game. Popped up. Valencia near the Dodger dugout. And it's in the dugout. Out of reach. So another swing for the dangerous James Loney. One of the reasons the Dodgers are tied for last in their division. They've not been a very good clutch hitting team. 2 strikes to Loney with the tying run at 2nd and 2 gone. Pitch up, fouled straight back. Dodgers head back to California after the game. They have a day off tomorrow and finish their interleague schedule in Anaheim against the Angels. Torrey Hunter back in the lineup for the Angels after crashing into a fence and bruising his ribs.
No surprise.
He's just never learned, has he?
He does not play that way.
2 strikes to Loney. Runner to 3rd without a throw, and Baker gives up his 2nd steal of 3rd base.
Kemp steals his 22nd base in 25 attempts. Got a good jump right there, a breaking ball. And Joe with 2 outs, 2 strikes on the hitter. Don't want to throw that ball away.
One and 2. Twins clinging to a 1-0 lead. Bounce to the right side. Tolbert to Hughes. Inning over. 6 shutout innings for Scott Baker. Well, if you'd like to help out in the Minot relief, flood relief efforts, please go to minotredcross.org or foxsportsnorth.com. And you can find out how you can donate. It's been a terrible month of June for our good friends up in North Dakota. And we encourage you to do what you can to make their days just a little bit brighter. Joe Mauer will lead off the 6th inning for the Twins. Kadire and Thome will follow. Mauer 0 for 2, a strikeout in the first and a bouncer to short in the third. Goes after a high fastball on strike. Well, I'm sorry, the Dodger people we talked to and the numbers that we've gotten have completely misrepresented Ruby De La Rosa. He's been great here today.
Well, you have to go off of what we see. 25 2/3 innings coming into this ball game, 16 walks, 27 strikeouts.
And Mauer might get an extra base hit. Twins fans let it go. And Mauer to second with a leadoff double. So the Twins used a leadoff triple to score a run in the first. Now a leadoff double from Mauer. Weekdays on Fox Sports North. It's the Dan Patrick Show. Don't miss exclusive guests, including high-profile athletes like Joe Mauer, who's going to be on the show tomorrow. The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports North. And now Michael Kadire. Down and away, ball one. Kadire with a comebacker to the mound and a bouncer to short.
Well, knowing Michael Kadire, even this situation is as powerful as he is. Yeah, you'd like for him to hit a 2-run home run, but he also knows the importance of getting Mauer over to third base.
Sliced foul.
And you can see by that swing right there, just, you know, he'll give up maybe a couple swings to try to hit that ball toward right. Then with 2 strikes, of course, then you hit for yourself. Roy, a lot of times, you know, Roy Smalley down in the camera, well, a lot of times, even though, you know, you have the power, Kadire with 10 home runs, he knows what his job is.
The other part of that, Bert, which is good news, is that Michael Kadire hits the ball to right field well, and he's a veteran. He can look for the ball out over the plate and drive it that way. So it doesn't have to be a weak ground ball to second. He can hit it hard over there.
And he does, sharply on the ground. Loney fires across, and they get Mauer. Good play by Loney. A sharp ground ball to the first baseman. And he showed off a good and accurate arm. Over to Casey Blake.
Boy, he knew exactly what he was going to do if that ball was hit hard to him, and he didn't hesitate at all.
That's a great play by
Yes, it is. And Casey Blake, good heads-up play, getting over there at third base, ready for the throw to tag out Mauer. See Blake right there reacting, getting over there, and the first out at third base. Kadire doing his job. He just hit it too hard.
Somebody else was pretty good at that, and fielding bunts and making strong throws, as Loney's manager, Don Mattingly, a 9-time Gold Glove Award winner. Here's Thome with the shift on now and a runner at first rather than second. Thome, fans have been waiting more than a month now for career home run number 594. In the second inning, he didn't provide that. He did get career single number 1,185. That's a lot of singles.
Yes, it is.
Checks his swing, takes a strike.
Got an off-speed pitch right there at 84 miles an hour. Well, this youngster doing a very good job.
Baker hoping for another run or two of support. It's just a 1-0 ball game. Snap throw to first, and a very close play. Boy, that Loney's fun to watch at first base. He seems to be very smooth over there. And he came over to cover the bag, caught the throw, and dropped the tag right away.
Yeah, Navarro right there. Good strong throw. Perfect spot just over the bag.
The other day, Navarro threw out 2 base runners trying to steal, and he picked off 2 runners against the Angels in one game. There's a strike on the outside corner, and Tony doesn't necessarily agree. 1-2. One and two to Tony. Pitches, 56 strikes. This guy's been very, very good here today. One and two to Tomey. And a breaking ball freezes him 2 away.
Tomey strikes out for the 2nd time. De La Rosa picking up his 3rd strikeout. Working the outer half of the plate.
The Twins summer training camps are going strong again this year. Excellent advanced instruction for players between ages 8 and 18. Featuring the likes of Rod Carew and Paul Molitor, a couple of Hall of Famers. Final stop of the training camps, Red Wing on July 12th and 13th. Visit twinsbaseball.com to get your young baseball or softball players signed up to be part of the fun and training down in Red Wing. Valencia 0 for 2. And a fastball over the inside corner. Kind of a larcenous look he had there, like he might want to take off here. Down and away, 1-1.
Kanayer's sneaky fast. You know, I mean, he'll watch that pitcher. If you don't pay any attention to him, he'll take off. 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts. Last homestand, he stole 3 in 1 ball game. See him peeking in right there. See if they use more than 1 sign.
Keeping a very close eye on him. Morrow looking into the dugout. Don Mattingly giving the signs. It's not the pitch selection so much as pitch out. Throw over. Valencia takes one on the outside corner. 1-2.
Nasty pitch right there. Fastball down and away. Hits are even at 5 apiece. The Twins have a 1-0 lead with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Right on the outside corner. Wow. De La Rosa shaved the inside corner once, the outside corner twice. And the Twins come up empty after the leadoff double. Casino story of the game.
The bottom of the first inning, Ben Revere started the ball game off with a triple, and then Nishioka, kind of a swinging bunt, and that scores Ben Revere. That's been in offensively for both ball clubs because of some very good pitching. Scott Baker, 6 shutout innings, has given up 5 hits, 4 singles, and Ruby De La Rosa has matched that. He's been pitching outstanding.
So now Juan Uribe will lead off the 7th against Scott Baker, and he'll be followed by Marcus Thames and Deanna Navarro. And a strike. Of course, the Twins last night ended a 6-game losing streak, and prior to that had an 8-game winning streak. Within that 8-game winning streak were 2 1-0 wins. So you think, well, boy, this is really strange. We're going in the 7th inning and it's just 1-0. The Twins have had a lot of games like that on the plus side and the minus side. 2 strikes to Uribe. Changeup, and he cut him down on 3 pitches. The changeup or the breaking ball, but Uribe is very quickly taken care of.
Yeah, it looked like a slow breaking ball. Take a look right here. That little breaking ball took a little off, and Baker picks up his 8th strikeout.
So 1 gone in the 7th. Here's Marcus Thames. And outside, ball 1. Thames with a single and a fly ball to right. Foul back. Going into the radio booth, and Gladden missed it.
Almost.
Gladden missed it.
Oh, he couldn't get there.
Carries his glove with him for years.
Throws down his headset.
Oh, he's taking it well. Oh. A towering pop-up. Valencia staring up into the blue sky, makes the catch out number 2. It'll bring up Deanna Navarro, and let's go to Robbie and Smikowski.
Well, guys, if you visit FoxSportsNorth.com right now, Michael Dyer's exclusive article is up right now. He talks about teammates. Fabulous article. He talks about 3 teammates in particular that he played with that left an impression on him that he will never forget the remainder of his life. Go to FoxSportsNorth.com. You'll find the exclusive article on there. Michael Dyer and teammates on how they impact and the impact they have on one another and the friendships that last forever.
Outside of ball. Navarro with a fly to center and a ground ball to second. That's a beautiful bunt, and it'll die on the grass for a bunt single. That'll bring up D. Gordon with a man aboard. Time now for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Oh, both starters have pitched very well so far. Scott Baker clocked as high as 94. Ruby De La Rosa at 98.
Gordon the hitter. Single and a strikeout so far. Foul back.
I still do not like the bunt with 2 outs. Navarro has, I mean, if it's a speedster, that's fine, but Navarro's got no chance to steal a base. He's got to get up there and hit a double. Try to get in the scoring position here late in the ball game.
Foul back. See, and I'm naive enough to think, look, Navarro, what does he feel his best chance is to get on base? By any means necessary. Leading off, 1 out, 2 out.
If it's early in the game, that's fine. But here we are in the 7th inning. They need to score a run somehow. And you can't score from first base unless it's a triple by Gordon. And he's not going to do that. Baker's going to get him out right here.
Oh, so it's a moot point anyway.
Yes.
6 Dodger hits.
5.5.
And that's tapped foul into the Twins dugout. And to be fair, I mean, you've been critical of Alexi Casilla, any Twins player who's tried to do the same thing. So it works both ways, right?
If you have the speed to steal second, I mean, I can see that. Glenn Perkins starting to loosen up. Baker's pitch count at 106.
But if Rene Rivera did it, we've seen Rivera bunt for a hit.
Well, you better think about stealing second, getting in the scoring position right now. Navarro's not going anywhere.
2 strikes to Gordon. Jim Wallach wanted no part of that ground ball.
He did when he was a third baseman.
Right.
Good player.
And we honestly believe, though, that if he wanted to catch that ball, he could have caught it, unlike Dan Gladden, who made the effort on the foul pop. He's carried a glove with him in the booth for as long as he's been a broadcaster. I've never seen him catch one yet. And he had an opportunity there.
And the ball had some hang time, too.
Yeah.
A little bit of hang time.
You think you know somebody. You can expect certain things from him. I remember him as a player, and it's clear that his range has decayed terribly since 1991. That's a fly down the left field line. Repko showing his range. Gets there. Now that's how a left fielder covers ground. Moving right, left, up, back.
And he didn't throw his glove.
Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Medica. Sports North is brought to you by CenturyLink. Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink. Your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. And by Goldman Sachs, for all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. 7 shutout innings for Scott Baker, and he's done for the day.
Well, you look back at Scott Baker's last home starts, 4 of them. He's given up just 1 run in his last 31 innings pitched here at Target Field. So
that's pretty good.
This game a lot like against the Padres, that the Twins ended up beating the Padres 1-0 back on June 18th.
First pitch to Luke Hughes, fouled back, and Navarro has no room. So 1 strike. And Baker's counterpart has been just as good here today.
Yeah, Baker ends with 8 strikeouts, no walks. He did not have a 3-ball count here this afternoon. 108 pitches.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Hughes is 1 for 2. Single to left and hit a fly ball to center. Steve Little doesn't want to get charged with an error, so he lets it go by. The radio booth has given Dan Gladden an error. A foul ball back into the booth.
Well, this outing here this afternoon, the longest outing for De La Rosa. In his last start, lost 8-3 to the Angels. He worked 6 innings, a career high.
Soft liner to Gordon, 1 away. That'll bring up Repko. Game box score with Revere picking up 2 more hits again today.
That's the biggest thing right there. The leadoff triple and then Nishioka's RBI. That's a 1-0 ball game.
That's foul wide of third. Repko 0 for 2. And then Tolbert. Die in front of the center fielder. Now Repko makes a healthy turn around first, but gets back. Kemp charged and blocked the ball, pushed it forward, and was able to hold Repko to a single.
Oh, that's what Repko saw right there. Repko hustling right out of that box. The ball kind of just hit right in front of Kemp. He thought about going after it, and then he played it on that short hop and ended up getting a piece of him, but he keeps the ball nearby. Repko making a big turn, but Kemp, good reaction, gets the ball back in.
And now Tolbert 0 for 1 with a walk. He has drawn the only walk issued by Ruby De La Rosa today. Another situation with some speed at first. The Twins might find themselves in a steal situation here.
Or maybe a hit and run type of situation. Repko stole a couple bases yesterday, 5 on the year and 5 attempts.
Twins stole 4 bases yesterday on Ted Lilly. His season total now 19. Apparently leads the National League in stolen bases allowed. Repko goes, did not get a good jump, and Navarro couldn't get a grip on the ball. And it looked like Repko got a slow start.
That's a hit and run right there. You know, I mean, right there, that's the hit and run. And Tolbert is trying to make contact right here. And Navarro, in the exchange, lost a grip of the ball, and Repko gets a stolen base. Never got a grip on that baseball and decided not to throw it. So Repko gets in the scoring position on his 6th stolen base of the year with 1 out.
Pick off to second. And Repko back to the bag. De La Rosa's throw off target. Trying to get a clutch hit here to double the lead. That's to the gap in left center. Caught by Gwynn. So Tolbert tagged it pretty good, but it sliced toward the left fielder for the second out.
Tolbert hitting it sharply, but Gwynn, a little bit of hang time, and his speed caught up to that line drive out.
And that'll leave it now to Ben Revere. A triple and a run scored, a single and a stolen base.
They're going to go ahead and walk him.
How about that? The Twins will have an awful lot of speed. on the bases for Nishioka, who's 0 for 3. Well, we all know Nishioka struggled, but this is still a pretty complimentary gesture to Ben Revere.
I think it's more on Nishioka, to be honest with you. I mean, Ben's got a couple of hits here, the triple and the single, but Nishioka's really struggled. So Don Mattingly saying, "Hey, let's let this guy try to beat us."
So Revere draws an intentional walk. First of his major league career. Now Nishioka, who is 0 for 3. Chopper to short. Close play, and Nishioka spilled as he crosses the first base bag. And the Twins strand 2 in the 7th.
Presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Yeah, and I think you know somebody. 17 years we've worked together, and for the first time I think I've seen you dab a tear from your eye when you saw Scott Baker go out to the mound for the 8th inning.
Well, only because we showed everybody congratulating Scott Baker. We thought his night or afternoon was done, but Baker's out there for his 8th inning. Great numbers for Baker. 108 pitches thrown, 81 for strikes. So Baker here will try to do what he did back on June 18th when he pitched 8 shutout innings against the Padres.
Went out in front of the off-speed pitch, 1 strike. Twins have an off day tomorrow, and of course the Twins will keep their rotation in order, which means that they'll have an extra day between Baker's starts. One and one, very close pitch. Baker's next start would be scheduled Tuesday against the Rays. And Baker finds himself in kind of the same situation, I guess, that Justin Verlander does with the Tigers. Verlander, by most accounts, the best pitcher in the league this year. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2, but Verlander is going to start the last day before the All-Star break, which will automatically exclude him from the All-Star game. Baker would be scheduled to go on the Sunday before the break as well, and he is an All-Star candidate.
And you would think Verlander would be the All-Star starter, but because of that, and Baker picking up his 9th strikeout, getting Gwynn for the 2nd time in a ball game. Good breaking ball down and in. You know, somebody asked Baker a couple starts ago about him going deep into the ball game, and he said, "You know what? I conditioned myself to go deep into the ball game." Yeah, I mean, you watch Baker, and you know, we come to the ballpark early. Baker's a guy that runs his stairs. He does a lot of running. I think it became more of a mental thing for Baker. Now his pitch count, he's not worried that much about his pitch count anymore. And I think, you know, we've seen the Twins stretch out the starters a little bit because of the inconsistency out of that bullpen.
9 swinging strikeouts here today. And, you know, to play off of your thought, Baker said, I conditioned myself to pitch longer than they, meaning Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire, will ever allow me to.
Right.
1-1.
Well, Baker, you know, he's in his 7th season with the Twins. Notoriously slow the first couple months for Scott Baker, but it seems when June comes around, he's 46-29 from June on to the end of the season. The first couple months over his career, 14-18. And an ERA of about 1 run per game less after June 1st. So he does get stronger.
1-2 to Casey Blake. Just off the plate, and he almost forced Blake to try to protect the plate and swing at that pitch.
Yeah, that slider right there, just missing. Blake laid off of it. Almost the same pitch to Marcus Tim's last inning.
2-2. And again, just off the plate. Ethier on deck.
Baker a season high 10 strikeouts a couple starts ago against the Padres in the 8 shutout innings. First 3-ball count for Scott Baker in the ball game.
A tapper foul. There's a sure hand of Tim Wallach.
And the guy at first base had pretty good hands too, and Davey Lopes.
Full count to Casey Blake. 1 gone here in the 8th. And he left it up high and issued a walk.
First walk for Baker.
See how long the leash is here. Sometimes managers will let starters go out there, but they won't give them a chance to lose a game this late.
Yeah, and here comes Ron Gardner.
Baker getting 22 outs here today and a shutout so far, but the walk has forced the Twins to make a change in the middle of an inning.
Baker pitched an outstanding ball game. A quick trip to the mound by manager Ron Gardenhire. We should get a great ovation here from another sellout crowd.
8th inning. The Twins clinging to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, career high 119 pitches thrown for Scott Baker, 87 for strikes. Let's see if the bullpen can do what they did last night. 4 shutout innings. They only have to get 5 outs here. And the first one out of the bullpen would be Glenn Perkins. He worked in last night's ball game. Worked 2/3 of the inning. Did give up a couple hits through 7 pitches, 6 for strikes. Jamie Carroll taking over for Casey Blake as a pinch runner at first.
So Perkins will try to get the batter and keep Carroll at first. Breaking ball over. Huge split for Ethier. And his effectiveness against right-handed or left-handed pitching. Coming into the game, Ethier hitting .356 against righty. And just .238 against lefties. One strike. And we've seen Ethier swing and miss an awful lot here today. Baker struck him out swinging twice. He put the ball in play and hit a fly ball to Revere in the 6th. Got him looking.
That looked like 3 straight breaking balls. Had a very hard breaking ball right there, and Ethier frozen at the plate.
So 2 gone, and now here's Kemp. And Kemp hitting in the 330s against righties or lefties. Violent swing and a miss.
Now you want to keep the ball away from this guy right here. 22 home runs on the year. Good fastball at 93. For strike 1.
And a throw over.
Yeah, Carroll at first base, 5 stolen bases in 5 attempts. They're not going to try to steal a base here with your home run hitter at the plate. But Carroll, a guy that can go from first to third a lot quicker than Casey Blake could.
And a double might tie the game. Perkins, who has relished this role that he's been put in, saying, you know what, I can just rear back and let it fly.
Yeah, 95, that last fastball.
Baker got the first out of the 8th. Perkins got the second out.
I love these battles late in the ball game like this.
Two strikes to Matt Kemp.
Yeah, what is he throwing? He stay with the fastball, or does he throw the hard breaking ball? We'll wait and see. Already threw 2 fastballs by him, 93 and then 95. Baker can only watch. 7 1/3 of shutout baseball for Scott Baker.
Got him! Perkins strikes out Ethier and Kemp.
Nasty slider.
And it's still 1-0.
going to break it all down with our continuing coverage on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota postgame rep Scott Baker and his gem that he pitched today. 7 1/3 with the 9 strikeouts. He was spectacular for the Twins here on their home turf. Covering first base is our instructional Burt Blyleven. Not the fastest of foot, but he will show you how to cover first base. Scott Baker with a good example of that early in the ballgame with his tag on Tony Gwynn Jr. And then Gardy's press conference. What do you think of Scott Baker's performance? We'll tell you. It's Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. Thinking, Bert?
Kind of lose that quickness when you turn that 6-0. You know, I was pretty quick at 59. But
really?
Once I
1 year makes all the difference?
Oh, yeah. My speed left me. Back when I was about 4 years old, actually.
Albert coming out of the Dodger pen, and he's pitching to Joe Mauer here to start the 8th inning.
Yeah, Albert worked here on Monday night, worked 1 shutout inning, had a couple strikeouts. He worked the 9th inning.
And up high, Mauer 1 for 3. Drilled a double down the left field line. Jamie Carroll stays in the game. He's at second base, and Juan Uribe moving over to third with Casey Blake out of the ball game. 3-0.
Ruby De La Rosa pitched an outstanding ball game, his longest outing at the major league level, just his 5th major league start, but gave up that 1 run in the first inning, and Scott Baker put zeros on the board. Len Perkins, great job, got the 2 outs in the 8th.
And a 4-pitch walk puts Mauer aboard to start the 8th inning. Minnesota Twins have teamed up with the Minnesota DNR, that's Department of Natural Resources, to turn broken lumber into new trees. Every time this year a Twins pitcher breaks an opponent's bat, 100 new trees will be planted in Minnesota state parks and trails. To learn how you can support the state parks, go to www.mndnr.gov, as in G-O-V. Don Mattingly coming out to get Elbert for the Michael Kadire at bat. Twins, and he did that in the first inning. We'll see if the middle of the lineup can add some additional runs for the Twins against Blake Hawksworth.
Yeah, Hawksworth, he worked here on a Monday night, faced 3 batters, struck them all out. It was Kadire, Tomey, and Danny Valencia. And the first batter he'll face is Michael Kadire. In this appearance, his 26th of the year.
Today it would have been Harmon Killebrew's 75th birthday, and for most of the winter after the diagnosis we got in December, we were hoping and praying that he would be here, and sadly we will honor his birthday and honor him in his absence.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice reception for him tonight up in the Budweiser deck. Wife Gail and I will be there to honor Harmon Killebrew, and then a golf tournament tomorrow.
Here is Michael Kadire, 0 for 3. He's hit 3 ground balls. Hit the ball sharply to Loney his last time up after Mauer had doubled, and Loney threw across the diamond to get Mauer trying to advance to third.
What we saw from Hawksworth a couple nights ago, good fastball, hard curveball.
Fouled back.
And Glenn?
It's over our heads. There are a lot of things over our heads.
Yes, there are.
One strike to Kadire.
Hawksworth, 28 years old, in his first season with the Dodgers, last couple years with the Cardinals.
One and one.
On Monday night, he threw 11 pitches, 9 for strikes, and 3 strikeouts. Twins would like to get an insurance run or two here.
One and one to Kadire. And 2.
Good change up there. Pulled a string on Michael Kadire, and Michael was way out front.
Don't know that Mauer will be asked to steal many bases this year, given his long absence from the lineup. Kadire strokes it hard and foul. Twins have a chance if they can run the table here in this homestand and interleague play to finish with a 500 mark. 25th sellout of the year, 39,655 paid attendance. Twins second only to the Yankees in average attendance per game. They're even ahead of the Angels. 1 and 2 to Kadire. 2 and 2.
Good take right there by Kadire. High fastball.
Ball 3. Dodger bullpen's kind of a state of chaos too. Their closer Jonathan Broxton's on the disabled list. They shut him down the other day, going to send him off for another MRI. In the month of May, they had 5 different pitchers pick up saves for them. Full count to Kadire. You saw Tomey on deck. I don't know if the Twins will send Mauer here or not. He goes, and Kadire flips and foul.
Big pile up. Somebody came out with that baseball.
Twins taking their 3rd walk of the ball game, one of them intentional. Trying to take advantage of Mauer's presence at first. Full count now to Kadire. Mauer goes, and Kadire leans across the plate to tap it foul.
Foxworth will try it again. 3 2-strike fouls for Kadire in this at bat.
When Joe took off right there was Jamie Carroll, the second baseman that was covering the bag. A big hole between first and second.
Mauer goes again, and it's ball 4. So a pair of walks to the 3 and 4 batters. Put 2 men aboard for Jim Thome. Thome on the day, singled up the middle and a couple of strikeouts. One swinging, one looking.
Now the shift has changed a little bit with Uribe, the third baseman, having to stay close to the bag at third. With the shortstop, Gordon, playing on the second base side. Scooping up the middle a little bit.
Inside, ball 1. Coach Thome spent most of June on the disabled list, but his last home run coming back on May 23rd. Here against Seattle. One and 0. One.
Pulled a string again, 86 mile an hour pitch.
Remember last year having a conversation with Jim about the home runs, and he said, you know, he doesn't want to be labeled as a home run hitter, even though he's likely going to hit number 600 sometime this year. Swing and a foul, 1 and 2. He says he likes to consider himself a complete hitter. In a situation like this, now a single here could be every bit as important as a 3-run home run.
Oh, for sure. You know, one thing about Jim Thome, yes, all the home runs are the way people think, but he came into the season a career 278 hitter.
Right. Hawksworth ahead of him now, 1 and 2. And he strikes out, keeping the ball away and getting a big strikeout for the first out of the inning.
He pulled the string again. That one at 85 miles an hour in a good location down. So Thome strikes out for the third time in a ball game. And with the power come the strikeouts for Jim Thome. Second to Reggie Jackson on the all-time strikeout list.
Very few times will you see Jim swing at a pitch out of the strike zone, and he might have swung at a couple of them out of the strike zone in that at bat. Here's Valencia. 0 for 3. Had a nail-biting win last night with Caps issuing a couple of walks. He's warmed up down in the bullpen. Twins trying to add to a 1-0 lead. 1 strike. Mauer at second, and Kadire at first with 1 away. Time call. One strike to the Twins' third baseman. Foul back. 2 strikes. Valencia tops in the team in runs batted in, trying to pick up at least one here in this 8th inning at bat. Matt Capps warmed up, ready to go. High fastball gets him, 2 down. So it's been a long bottom of the 8th inning, but there hasn't been one ball put in play yet.
Maurer walked, Michael Kadire walked, Jim Thome struck out, and now Danny Valencia chases a high fastball. So Hawksworth, who struck out 3 a couple days ago in 3 batters he faced, a walk with a couple strikeouts so far.
Well, this threat, such as it is, falls in the lap of Luke Hughes. Off the plate, ball 1. Hughes singled in the 2nd, hit a fly ball to center in the 4th, and hit a soft line drive to the shortstop Gordon in the 7th. Popped up behind first. Loney, Carroll, and Loney with the catch. So the Twins take a couple of walks. Can't do anything with them, and it's a 1-0 ball game for Matt Capps. Revere's triple to start the bottom of the 1st, and the run that resulted from that, the only run of the game.
Yeah, good pitching for both sides. Baker 7 1/3 innings. Glenn Perkins coming in, facing 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. De La Rosa, very good 7 innings, a career high for that young man at 22 years old. Just his 5th major league start. And the game's funny, you know. I mean, you go through a whole road trip, and Matt Capps didn't pitch in San Francisco. He didn't pitch in Milwaukee. And now, all of a sudden, he's in for his 3rd straight appearance. He worked here on Monday night, even though the Twins were down 15-0. Needed some work, threw 13 pitches, 10 for strikes in a shutout inning. And then I'll never say it again, Max. Matt Capps doesn't walk anybody. Last night, a shutout inning, but he did walk a couple through 23 pitches.
He'll face James Loney, Juan Uribe, and Marcus Thames. Loney with a single and 3 trips. And Capps delivers down and in, ball 1. Now, it used to be, if you were involved in a 1-0 game, it was a rarity. It was something to call home about. The Twins already have played 6 1-0 ball games this year. They've won 4 of them. Trying to win number 5 here today. Swing and a miss, and Lodi tried to tie the game up with that swing. That's to center. And Revere makes the catch one away. You saw Revere coming in on a ball that was hit pretty good. That's because the Twins are in the no doubles defense.
Take a look at our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Scott Baker, 7 1/3 innings. And Scott Baker now has worked 31 1/3 innings here over his last 4 starts. He's allowed only 1 run. So Scott Baker continues to pitch well here at Target Field.
Uribe 1 for 3. A fly ball, a single, and a strikeout. Correct foul. None of these batters that Caps is scheduled to face here in the 9th inning faced him last night, but some of them at least have some experience against him from the National League days. There's Trent Olchen in the on-deck circle. Singeing the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
Boy, good pitch, fastball down and away at 93. Caps 42 saves last year, 26 for the Nationals, and then 16 for the Twins when he got traded over. Looking for his 13th save of the year.
And he misses high. 1-2. And we saw Nathan last night in the 8th inning register 93. I think one of them reached 94 miles per hour. Nathan's fastball is on a parallel with Matt Capps. You see the breaking ball there, or cutter, down and away.
And a slider just missing down and away.
2-2. Nathan ended up getting a big strikeout with the big hook, a pitch that Capps does not have. That's lifted to left, and again Repko has to come in. Out number 2. So 2 gone, and that'll leave it to Trent Olchen. Thames had gone 1 for 3.
Yeah, Olchen did face Capps last night. Capps ended up walking him. The first of 2 walks.
A humiliating series opening loss to the Dodgers, but nevertheless the Twins are 1 out away from doing what they set out to do, which was to win the series. And Olchen will get another hit, dropping a base hit in the first pitch into center field. So a pinch hit single for the former Twin farmhand, keeping the game alive for Deoner Navarro. Navarro, a couple of home runs and 99 at bats.
Capps and Mauer going over how they want to go at Navarro. Also, Mauer uses more than one sign with a runner at first. Olchen at first base, a couple stolen bases in 2 attempts.
Grounded to short. Nishioka ends the game, and the Twins win the series. A 1-0 ball game, and Anthony LaPanta, it's incredible. The Twins aren't halfway through this season. This is their 7th 1-0 ball game, having won now 5 of them.
It's amazing how many close games they've won during this recent stretch of improved play for Minnesota. It's now 17 wins in their last 25 games. We'll show you how they did it today. Our instructional will show you how pitchers cover first. And we hear from Gardy next on Twins Live.